Welcome to Office 365 for Beginners. My name is Elliot Munro. I work for GCITS on the Gold Coast of Australia. We're an award-winning Microsoft partner who use the cloud to help growing businesses everywhere get really productive really fast. So let's have a look at how we set up Office 365 email on an iPhone. Now there are two main ways to do it that I like to use. I like to use the iOS mail app that's built into the Apple operating system and Outlook for iOS. So to start with, you want to set up the iOS mail app. You go to Settings, and then you tap Mail, and then you select Accounts and tap Add Account and choose Exchange. Next, you enter your Office 365 email and password, and then you tap Next. Now, if for any reason this doesn't work, here's a few things you can try. But once the ticks appear, you can sync your mail, your contacts, your calendars, your reminders, and your notes. You might be prompted to keep your notes on your phone. I recommend saying keep on my phone, and then click Save. And that's going to add Office 365 to your phone. The next thing you want to do is set Office 365 as the default account for your mail, your contacts, and your calendars. To do this, you go back to Mail, you go down to Default Account, and you tap Exchange. This will ensure that each email, contact, and calendar appointment you create will sync with Office 365 by default. So we're doing the same thing for the contacts here. And then we're going to go down to Calendar, and we're going to make sure that the default calendar is also set to Exchange as well. So now if we open up the Mail app here, we're going to see that our email has arrived in and the account is all set up. Now, if you're okay with doing the bare minimum, you can stop here, but I recommend setting up the Outlook for iOS app as well. And the way that you do that is open up the App Store and then search for Outlook. You should see Microsoft Outlook, and then we can download this app here, and then we want to open it up. We can tap Get Started, we can say Notify Me and choose Allow, and this will let us know when we get an important email or an invite to a calendar appointment. And then we put our Office 365 email address in, and then we tap Add Account. Now my account is set up in a slightly different way, but this app handles it wonderfully. It does my two-step authentication straight out of the box. So if you had any authentication issues with the other app, you probably won't have them here. Now this app has a focused inbox where it highlights important emails and notifies you about them. It's got a calendar built in, and it also lets you attach files from various cloud storage accounts. It really is my favorite email app for the iPhone. Now these actions are the swipe actions, Archive and Schedule. Let's have a look at Schedule in a little bit more detail. You can open up an email and you can schedule it so that email will disappear for the time being and then remind you about it later on, and you can set when that reminder is. Now you can also customize what these swipe actions do. If you go down to Settings and then Swipe Options, the default's are Schedule and Archive, but you can do a lot more. So I usually change my right swipe to be Flag and my left swipe to be Delete. Now to be fair, you can also do a similar thing within the standard Mail app if you're going into Settings and then Mail. And then if we go to Swipe Options, you can say Swipe Left will do certain things, but you don't get the same amount of options as this Outlook app. So here's a few reasons why you should use both. I run both on my phone because they do slightly different things, but I think the Outlook app does have the edge in terms of features and compatibility with Office 365. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment or make an inquiry at our website.